Okay, I am Amy Bolt. I'm an enrolled agent with the IRS as of recently when I finally passed the test. I started my own business about a year ago, Horizon Consulting. I've been in the corporate world, nonprofit, just about every industry you can think of for all of my career. And I really had a strong conviction because I believe accounting is the most moral and ethical, you would think, position out there. However, we have a lot of creative accountants. So I am a certified pro advisor with QuickBooks, and I also am an online pro advisor with QuickBooks. So any type of needs you might have considering that, most businesses, even large businesses nowadays, can function with QuickBooks. They have so many different types of industries and can tailor, from manufacturing to construction to your basic models. Reports are tailor-made, and it's a very economical decision. I've been in many businesses where you have a software that is well above your means or what you need. And so QuickBooks is it's something that you can order and keep for several years, and you don't have to upgrade. You can. So it's very usable, and pro advisors are always there to help. Even when you buy your software, you have 30 days of free support. But with a pro advisor, we have a special in where we can figure out anything that you need. Ding. Okay. What is the importance of accounting? First of all, maximize your company's profit.
Yes.
You want to project earnings and cash flow. How many of you do that? How many of have budgets? Or is there anyone that has a rolling forecast? This is something new, and if you have the time for it, you might have a budget for 2013. And this goes for seasonal, which one of you might be seasonal. And, if you don't quite make what you project to make, well, then you revise your budget and you roll it out. And so it's more like, revisions to your budget throughout the year, and try to keep up with your forecasting so you are not surprised at the end of the year. And that's very important because, as you know, with tax season, we all can have surprises, which is not fun this time of year. Okay, so you also want to ensure correct financials to make tax season easy, which is what we were talking about. And accountants can also advise and handle audits should you ever have one. A good thing with being an enrolled agent is I can represent you in front of the IRS without you being present. It could be just me, because IRS agents, I think that word makes everybody nervous, but the truth is that they're there to help. They want their money, and they're going to help you figure out the best way to give it to them. And they would rather do that than have to go the hard way and through tax courts and whatnot. Okay, the basics. Do you know your current cash position? Does anyone here know exactly what's in your bank, what's outstanding, reconciled? I like you. Okay. Okay, you raise your hands kind of late, so I'm wondering.
Think about it.
All right. This is very important. As with your own personal budget, every month we have those unexpected expenses. We don't know what they are. We know that they're going to be there no matter what. Are you aware if you're caught up on payment of expenses as well as receipts due from customers? Are you looking at your accounts payable aging? Are you looking at your accounts receivable aging? Are you on top of those collections to make sure your projections are accurate? And do you pay your vendors timely? Because this is a huge way to lose business, is if people can't trust that you're paying them timely. And can you anticipate where your company will be financially a year in? And again, this goes along with your budget and your budget revisions. Okay, practical and economical options for accounting, which we spoke about using a user-friendly software tailored to your industry. This is something not only that you can be familiar with or to be taught how to look at your financial reporting, but also your employees. This is QuickBooks especially is very user-friendly. You cannot mess it up. There is no hard close. It's all a soft close, which also could be detrimental because someone can go back and change things. The good thing about QuickBooks that many people don't know is there is an audit trail. So let's say you have one user license, but you've got 2 people using that user license. Well, if you're not sure who changed a transaction, you can go in and see the time and date in which it was changed. So, and this is very important. I love forensic accounting just because I've been stuck in positions where I don't want to say I get excited about it. It's really sad most times when you deal with a lot of embezzlement. However, when you put that piece of the puzzle together, you find out ways to figure it out. And the audit trail is huge in this case, especially if you have a lot of employees working for you. Or even, some of our most trusted employees, unfortunately, we don't really know. Okay, you want to also utilize an accountant that's willing to handle month-to-month transactions, compile financial statements, project cash flow, prepare tax returns, represent you if needed before the IRS, and that's called a one-stop shop. I have a lot of clients I have some that want bookkeeping aspects. I have some that want monthly accounting, but most people want someone that does it all. And, the best you could do is be their accountant, take care of their taxes, and be there whenever you need them to advise. Okay, what should an accountant be able to do for you? General bookkeeping, of course, very basic. Compliance with government regulations, which we are, as an EA, required to keep up with continuing education, very similar to CPA. EAs have a lot of the same privileges as CPAs have. Tax planning and reporting, they should be able to advise you as the year goes on where you stand, and should you have to make extra estimated tax payments, they can advise you on how to do that because you don't want to be stuck with interest and penalties at year end. Financial consulting, advice on technology, and networking. Okay, this is unusual that I'm going to tell you how to save on your accounting fees. But you do want to look for small firms or private qualified individuals. Being in public accounting, y'all might know this, you might not. The partner that you meet with is not the person that's doing your work, okay? It's your staff accountant right out of school. The partner is signing the return. So when you have an individual that you know, and this is the same way for every CPA firm that has, a staff, obviously. So you want to look for qualified individuals that you can trust, and this also keeps your fees down. You want to make sure your books are in order and take on responsibilities that you can handle yourself. This is a huge money saver. You do not want to bring in someone that is, I hate the word overqualified because I'm overqualified for a lot of the work I do, but I enjoy it and I like helping people. But if you can take on those responsibilities yourself, you're going to save yourself a lot of money. Now, cost opportunity. Could you be somewhere on the weekend working, but yet you're far behind in your bookkeeping or accounting? Is it worth it to you to be able to bring someone in and help you out with that so you can spend time with your family? Or do you want to work 24/7? That's just a decision you have to make as a business owner. Okay, include the accountant in business decisions and regularly check in with your accountant. This is because you might have fabulous ideas, but your accountant might not, they might not agree with that, or they can direct you in a path that's different, or give you some more ideas, or come to a compromise that would be great, for all parties involved. Okay, and again, with the include the accountant in the business decisions. I have a client that has several businesses and wants to sell one, and wants to know, okay, do I want to outright sell? Do I want to do installment sale? Do I want these capital gains? How is this going to affect me personally? So what we do is we collaborate with the attorney. And that way he hears both sides of it, and we can come to agreement as to how to best handle that situation. So that's why you would want to include your accountant in business decisions. Y'all like my animation? Okay. Okay, what is bookkeeping and how do you track cash? Now, bookkeeping, as we discussed, is very basic. AP, AR entry, vendor entry is something very easy for anyone to do. But again, it could be time consuming for the business owner. Do you have that time? Well, and there are a lot of companies that are seasonal that budget straight across 12 months. They take, I'm going to throw out $10,000 for income, which is, I know that's nothing, and divide that equally over 12 months. Well, is that really what you want to see? No, because that can really mess you up. End of first quarter, where am I? And you've got to make sure that you've got that. You've got to take that time on a budget that's accurate so that you know where your company's going, especially during these times. I think you're all in event planning and whatnot. Well, this isn't going to go away, just like accounting is not going to go away. Events are very important to people, but especially being seasonal, you've got to project that out to make the most money that you can. Okay, difference in a bookkeeper versus an accountant. The best way I'm going to say this is, yes, an accountant costs more. A bookkeeper, though, is less qualified. So a lot of people pick someone right out of college. They pick an intern. They pick someone with no experience because it's data entry a trained monkey can do. However, can those people sit down and analyze your financial statements? Probably not. Can they look at a balance sheet and P&L and run through it in 2 minutes and tell you what's wrong? Probably not. And I'm just talking about as far as balances are concerned. So you've got to really figure out what you want, because when you have a bookkeeper that's not qualified, then you're actually going to spend more money over the long term. I mean, if you have a 40-hour-a-week bookkeeper, and it's taking her or him that long to input this data entry versus an accountant, it's going to take an accountant probably 4 or 5 hours. So you've got to look at the cost benefit there. And these are my services personally. I do everything. I love, cash management, budgeting, forecasting. Turnaround companies are a lot of fun. Companies that are sinking and they don't know what to do next. And it's something where you can help them say, hey, you're in a down slump, but we can go this way and get you right back on your feet. Outsourced CFO. I've been CFO at several places, and which is honestly a reason I left to have my own business is because I feel like I have strong moral and ethical values, and the buck wasn't going to stop with me. And so I have the opportunity now to choose my clients and to work with them, and they know my work ethic, and vice versa. Forensic accounting, again, I hope that nobody anticipates any theft in their company. However, it happens, and it happens to the most unexpected people. It's amazing. And people aren't smart enough to cover it up. So it's usually fairly easy to find. And of course, any tax needs, I can do that as well. So, but that's all I've got, and I appreciate
Thank
you
you.
all letting me come out. I've enjoyed it. Thank you.